people, welcome back to this channel. My name is Mercury, and today we're going to be talking about the planets, just like I said in my last video. And I feel like I should have done this before the video, but whatever, you know, you can just re-watch it or something. But yeah, so this is a video about the planets and astrology. So like I said in my first astrology video, right, is that everything came from the houses, the first house to the 12th house. And then when the planets came, oh wait, there's sun, moon, ascent, your sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. So all these 10 planets, right, they came, they were in a car together, and they were like, okay guys, we need to go find houses that we resonate with. And then the sun was like, the sun is the father, right? So let's say what the sun, let's explain what the sun is. Your sun sign is, okay, basically when people ask you what your star sign is, they're basically asking what's your sun sign, right? Because that's really just the main point that indicates, okay, you were born in this specific area of time where the sun was traveling through this kind of energy, when the sun was traveling through like this specific house, right? So like right now we're in Cancer, right? So the sun is experiencing the Cancer energy, right? So that's basically what we're asking, like when we're asking what's your star sign. So basically what your sun sign is, right? The sun, what does the sun do? The sun illuminates things, right? Without the sun we can't see. So it's like a little flashlight that helps us see. So what is, when you see something, it's like we're seeing results, right? So now we can point out, okay, this is what you're doing, this is what you're doing, this is what you're doing, because it's something that we can see, right? It's something that we are consciously aware of, and something that you are also consciously aware of. For example, if you're a Cancer, we'll just use Cancer because we're in Cancer season already. By the way, shout out to my Cancers, happy Cancerian season. You know, so yeah, as I was saying, so using the Cancer sun sign, right? So if you are a Cancer, your conscious awareness is like the 11th house, I mean the 4th house, right? The conscious awareness is out of nurturing, right? Because Cancer is ruled by the 4th house. So it's nurturing domestic issues, taking care of your family, just being a homey person, you know, like emotional stability and things like that, right? And then Cancer is a water sign. So what does water do? Water is already a nurturing, like a nurturing element, you know. It's like connected to the mother. It's connected with feeling safe and comfortable and shit like that, you know. So yeah, the sun sign is basically your actions, right? And you know the thing that says your actions speak louder than your words, that's your sun sign. When people are saying that, they're speaking about your sun sign. Your sun sign is things that we can consciously see you do, like we're seeing you when you're acting. I can see, like I'm a Virgo, right? Virgo, what is Virgo? Virgo's 6th house. It's ruled by Mercury. It's thinking, analyzing, and making things make like structure, right? Working. So that's what you guys are gonna see from me. You're gonna see me worry about my health. You're gonna see me thinking, analyzing, thinking like crazy, right? If you're a Cancer, people are gonna see that you are emotional. We're gonna see, like, through your actions, right? We're gonna see through your actions, okay, this is someone that's moody. We're seeing that you go through like emotional moments, chaotic or not chaotic. We're seeing that you care, you know, that you nurture things. Like when you care about something, then you want to like I say, water the plants and take care of it and love it, and you know, give it that motherly energy. If you're Aries, like Aries loves being in the sun. Like Aries is exalted in the sun, right? So as an Aries, we see that you are like, so exaltation means like a place that you really like to be at, right? So just think of a place that you really like. Obviously you're not there all the time, but you really like being there, right? So as an Aries, we could see like, okay, you overly express yourself, because we're seeing it from your actions. You're overly expressing yourself. Sometimes you may overly be aggressive. You may overly do things as an Aries, right? If you're Taurus, we see that you're somebody that likes structure. We see that you're a stubborn person, right? So that's the sun sign. Things like we can literally see it, like, because you're acting it out, like. And then when we get to the moon, that's a whole completely different thing. But you know, just to wrap it up, your sun sign. Your sun sign is what you are projecting out. You know, everything in life is all about either receiving energy or pushing it out. The sun sign is all about pushing out the energy, right? When you push out energy, we as people can receive that energy, and we can see, okay, you are like this. And I keep saying the word see because I want to emphasize on what the sun does, right? We can see your actions. Your actions are like this. Okay, so we see it rather than talking. Oh, even if you're an air sign, for example, if you're a Gemini sun, we can see that you are somebody, you're playing out two different like personalities. We see that, right? Where it's different if you're a Gemini moon. Things are different when it's the sun, because you could be a Scorpio moon, and that's completely different to being a Scorpio sun, you know? So that's the thing. We can see these things. So even like, let's say if you're a Cancer, if you're a sun sign, if you're a water sun sign, it's a lot harder for you to like hide your emotions, right? Because the sun is like literally like, we're seeing it. You see what I'm saying? Even if like, for me, for example, my sun is in the 8th house, right? And my whole life, before like understanding what this whole thing means, I thought, oh shit, you know, like I'm super secretive and blah blah blah. But it's not like that, because wherever the sun is at, it's gonna illuminate it. So it's difficult for you to hide things when it's in your sun sign, because the sun is showing light. And what does light do? Light makes you see shit. Like right now, you're seeing my beautiful ass skin. You're seeing my skin. Whereas if it was in the dark, if it was in the moon sign, it would be difficult to see these things, right? So that's what the sun sign do. Your sun sign is things that we can see. That's why when we ask, what's your star sign? Oh, I'm Virgo. Oh, that's why you worried about your skin, blah, blah. And you see, because you could see it. So that's your sun sign. I hope you guys, I think that was a good explanation. So anyway, when we get to the moon sign now, the moon sign is things that you don't see, because the moon is within you, right? Like I said, the sun is pushing out energy. It's the thing that you're pushing out the frequency, because the vibration is really like, anyway, it's something that you're pushing out, right? Now the moon is all about receiving energy. You see? But not only receiving, it's your reactions. If the sun is your actions, and what we can see from you, if the sun is the effect and the moon is the cause, right? So and your sun sign, your actions are always gonna be to make yourself comfortable, right? So that you can like tend to your emotions, your emotional side, which is the moon sign. So your moon sign is basically the stuff that we don't see as people. We don't see the moon, because at nighttime is like dark as fuck, right? So you don't see shit, and you need like a torchlight to help you and stuff like that. But generally, like, you can't see in the dark time. So the moon sign is the things that we don't see, right? So you could, depending, okay, if you have like a Virgo sun and a Virgo moon, then like shit, it's gonna be hard for you to hide anything too, because like your actions are basically your reactions too. But for the most part, your moon sign is things that we don't see, right? This is your reaction place, right? And like you're constantly in your moon sign, right? You're constantly like, when you're talking to yourself, and like I said in my other video, like the ghost in your head, or that like when you close your eyes and you start talking to yourself, like that's your moon sign. That is your moon sign. Depending on what you say, like that also like contributes to like what your moon sign is and all of that. But the moon sign, generally, your moon is basically how you react. It's the world you're living in, right? It's things that you are like you're receiving. Like just think about when you were young, right? Because when we were young, we were basically in our moon sign. But when you were young, you're constantly receiving information from the world, right? You're constantly feeling, oh, okay, this is what anger looks like, so, and it feels like this. Oh, this is what happiness feels like, and it's like this, it makes me feel like this. And then when you're not when you're feeling uncomfortable, you use your actions to make you comfortable, right? So depending on what your sun sign is, that's how you're going to make yourself comfortable. I use myself for an example. I'm a Gemini moon, right? So, and I'm a Virgo sun, so that's already dealing with Mercury, right? So I think that's like a more harmonious thing, but just for a description. So me being a Gemini moon, right, what makes me comfortable is thinking, analyzing, communicating, but thinking a lot, right? Which could be a default, because I feel like the moon does not like Gemini. It doesn't like Gemini, it doesn't like Scorpio, it doesn't like Capricorn or Aries. Yeah. Anyway, but what makes me comfortable is thinking, analyzing, communicating, coming up with factual answers that make sense, right? So I have to always rationalize my answers. That makes me comfortable, right? But now, if something happens to me, for example, let's say I'm in an uncomfortable situation, how I'm going to make myself comfortable again is that now I'm going to use my sun sign. I'm going to use my sun. So what am I going to do? I'm going to think, because this is Virgo now, I'm thinking and I'm coming up with like practical conclusions of how to get myself out of this situation. So now let's say I'm in a place where people are about to kill each other, right? So now I have to quickly think on my head, okay, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna do this? Like, how am I gonna formulate this situation to get the fuck out? And now my sun is in the 8th house, right? So now this is what you're gonna see. You're gonna see me think about like a more deep, like a deeper, like the root foundation of where something came from. So now you're gonna see me, okay, Tina's thinking so hard about like what she's gonna do about getting out of the situation. So what is she gonna do? Now she's gonna pretend to please call somebody so that she can pretend like, oh, she needs to get the fuck out of the situation, and then, you know, do that. I don't know, like you get what I'm saying. Like, let's just say I was like a Libra sun and my moon sign was in Taurus, right? So now what makes me feel comfortable is stability, structure, you know, nice food, nice things, like tending to my senses, you know, things that feel nice, taste nice, like music, food, things like that, you know. So let's just say I'll put myself in that exact same situation. Let's just say I'm in a situation where I'm about to get killed. So now Libra's intellect, Libra's dealing with thinking, but Libra falls in the sun because, like, yeah, Libra, the sun doesn't fuck with Libra really, because it's okay. But anyway, that's a whole other. So let's just say, yeah, I'm in a situation, right? So now I'm gonna be thinking, this is Libra, right? Libra's thinking, so I'm gonna be thinking, weighing, balancing how the fuck I'm gonna get out of the situation, right? So let's just say I already got out of the situation. Now I'm safe at home. How am I gonna make myself comfortable? So as a Libra, I'm going to go get I'm gonna play some nice music, right? And then I'm gonna, but they're both dealing with Venus, so that's also like a harmonious little thing. Let me use another example actually. Let's say I was a Gemini sun and I was a Taurus moon also, right? Same situation. I would be thinking and analyzing ways of how to get this, like, the fuck out of there. So people, you as my sun sign, you guys would be seeing me thinking and analyzing and communicating as a Gemini sun to get myself back home, because the Taurus is exalted in the moon, right? So I'd be going back home to my nice food, my nice couch, my nice TV, nice smelling food, all of those things. You know what I'm saying? So your sun sign is always predicated on like making your moon comfortable, because that's what the moon is. It's how you get comfortable. It's your comfortability. It's the mother energy, right? It's the nurturing energy. So with that, it's also just like tending to, it's your feelings basically. And sometimes you don't show people your feelings, which is why it's the moon sign, because we don't really see what you're feeling unless you express that to us with your sun sign or with your Mercury by communicating that with us, right? So your moon sign is dealing with your feelings, so we don't see your feelings unless you express it. It's your reactions, right? And it's your receiving energy, how you receive. So basically, I feel like we should be asking what your moon sign is, because your moon sign is basically who you are inside, right? It's really who you are inside. So I think we should be asking about the moon sign and not the sun sign. Or even maybe the ascendant, because the ascendant is really just this. Oh, and by the way, your ascendant is, like I said in my house series, your ascendant is just basically how you look when you're doing anything. Like right now I'm talking to you, but how do I look? Like the energy that's like that's coming with what I'm saying and how I'm saying it, and my gestures, and you know what I look like, the energy, the aura of it. That's the first house basically. And then when we get to, I feel like I should say more. Okay, let me. So your moon sign is like I said, it's the world you're living in, right? So you're always gonna run to what makes you comfortable. Let's say you're a Sagittarius moon. What makes you comfortable is traveling, right? Giving reasons and meaning to things. You don't fuck with things that's happening without a broad reason for it. Like if for example, me as a Gemini moon, I'd be like to my Sagittarius moon friend, like, yo, dude, let's go to spa. And then my Sag moon friend would be like, why? And I'd be like, let's just go see what happens. Now a Sagittarius moon would be like, what the fuck? This has no meaning and reasons. Like, I don't have to do this. Why the fuck would I? Why? You see? But me as a Gemini moon, I'm just like, yo, I'm curious. Like, let's just go see what happens, right? Now a Sag moon would be like, okay, that makes no fucking, like, that has no, we don't have a reason to do that, so why the fuck would we do that, right? But if I came to my Sag moon and I was like, yo bro, let's go to spa, I had the feeling like I feel like something, I need to go like see something, like my spirit told me to go see something. Then see, now I'm speaking my Sagittarius moon friend language, because now I've given it a reason, like, oh okay, I just felt something, like something in me told me to do it. Then they'd be like, alright, cool. You see, so that's the thing with the moon sign, right? It's how you really, it's like how you feel inside, and like what makes you comfortable, and you always run to what makes you comfortable, because like that's how you function. Like you can't function in chaos unless maybe like you have aspects to like Pluto or your Scorpio moon, then you love chaos and shit like that. But for the most part, like, it's just really about what makes you feel comfortable and your reactions, right? Let's get to Mercury. So Mercury is how you think and communicate and analyze, right? Mercury deals with, oh, by the way, the sun is home in Leo, right? So Leo rules the sun. Cancer is home in the moon, right? So Cancers are ruled by the moon, right? And when the sun and the moon, the sun is the father, the moon is the moon is the mom. So the sun and the moon, they were walking in the houses, the 12 astrological houses, right? And the sun was like, no, you know what, I really like the 5th house, so I'm gonna live here. And then the moon was like, you know what, I really like the 4th house, I'm gonna live here. And then boom, there we go. So then Mercury, right? Mercury is the youngest sun, right? Mercury is like it's the smallest. I think Pluto's smaller than Mercury, and the moon is smaller than Mercury. But anyway, Mercury was like, Mercury is the youngest sun, right? And Mercury is dealing with thinking, right? That's why it rules Gemini and Virgo. It deals with thinking, communicating, analyzing, organizing information, analyzing anything, like analyzing a situation. It rules the eyes and the teeth and the nervous system, you know, and the digestive system too. And it also rules like the impulses. So does Mars, but like impulses in a way of like your eyes, right? If I want to look left, I can just look left. If I want to look up, I can just look up, right? So it's basically there. And even looking up and left, I'm gaining information, right? And I can see, okay, wow, that's a tree, and a tree does this, and a tree has these kind of leaves. So now I'm analyzing the tree, and now I can break down what this tree is and what this tree does and what it can produce and what it can give to me, right? So now that was Mercury, right? So I thought about something, I've analyzed it, and I haven't given it a meaning or a reason, because that's my opposite. That's Jupiter, right? But we'll get to Jupiter. So Mercury is just like thinking, how you think, right? Depending on the sign that's there, it's going to be how you think. So if your Mercury is in an air sign, then that's cool, because air signs are dealing with thinking and communicating, and that's what Mercury is, thinking and communicating and organizing. And but the lighter side, like the masculine side of Mercury, would be Gemini, right? So Gemini is outwardly expressing, thinking, analyzing. That's why Geminis talk a lot, right? And they just want to like say everything that's on their mind. That's why they talk a lot. Or if they don't talk a lot, then they like talk to themselves, so they think a lot, right? But generally, like I'd say like maybe 60% of Geminis talk a lot, you know? So it's just like airing, it's air, right? So it's pushing out. Like air and fire are the masculines, and then water and earth are the feminines, right? So they're the receiving signs, and then air and fire are the pushing out signs, right? That's why even the sun is pushing out energy, and the moon is receiving energy. So you know, everything's beautiful, everything's fucking connected, bro. So anyway, so when we get to Gemini is outwardly, like I said, it's outwardly communicating, outwardly giving you information, right? They're outwardly analyzing you. A Virgo would be internally doing that, right? They're internally analyzing, internally organizing structure, like internally gaining information and analyzing, right? So that's the thing with Mercury, right? It's dealing with thinking, analyzing, structures, right? Coming up with a logical conclusion to something, because Mercury is dealing with the logic, it's dealing with the cerebral, right? So that's a lot of Geminis, like they may not be so feely and touchy because they're dealing with the cerebral, you know, the good part. So that's Mercury. It's thinking, communicating, analyzing. And Mercury is a really important thing, because like just think about like how you think, right? You have to think about something. Honest, it's in like a fire sign, which would be like a sextile if it's dealing with the expressive part of it, right? So if you're a fire sign in Mercury, then how you think and analyze is through like body language and kind of sensing what somebody really meant when they said something. It's about how you said something when you're dealing with a fire sign in Mercury, right? So, but you're thinking and analyzing, but it can be like too far, especially if it's if it's Aries in Mars, right? It's like super quick, so you may speak a lot, but really fast and really loud if you have Aries in Mercury. But just generally like fire signs, I think fire signs like do really well in Mercury. Even if you have like Mercury in a fire house, like it does really well there, right? But it does make it super fast. Like you speak super fast, and to you may think you're speaking really slowly, but it's like really rapid, right? If your Mercury's in a water sign, how you think and analyze is like it goes like, so just think of Mercury super fast, it goes in the water, so it slows down, right? So now here with Mercury in the water sign, how it slows down is it's like you're thinking and analyzing, but you're feeling it first, right? So you're gonna feel what someone is saying, and then it's gonna go to your head. So it goes through the heart and then to the head, right? And if it's in an earth sign, then it's shining the Virgo energy, right? So you're thinking, analyzing, structuring, right? So you may only say something if it makes sense to you. So that's Mercury, right? And then when we deal with Venus, Venus is how you love and how you appreciate people, how you compromise, how you be diplomatic, how you share, because Venus is about giving, like sharing, giving. Okay, I gave you this, maybe you should give me that too, you know? So, and with that, it's causing balance, right? And Venus deals with that, balancing, like, that's why Libra is the masculine part of Venus, and then Taurus is the feminine part of Venus, right? So Libras are outwardly showing you their love, right? So when Libra first meets you, like that's why they're very charming people. They'll show you love, they'll compliment you, like, you know, have a very sweet voice, you know, have very lovely voices, charming voices, you know, like they can charm the fuck out of you, bro. Oh my god, what? So yeah, that's what Venus is, like, it's loving, being diplomatic. So Libras are like, they show that, they push that out to you. So that's why when you're with a Libra, you can already feel like a really light energy, like you feel like light energy in a way of like, it's very like calming, you know, it's like such a nice calm energy around Libras, right? So that they're pushing out that energy to you. With Tauruses first need to receive that love, and then they can give it to you. So how do you receive love? So Taurus would have to, and they're also dealing with Earth, so that's dealing with the senses too, right? Virgo too, Virgos need to first, like, before Virgo opens up to you, you have to first like prove to a Virgo that you have the common sense that they have, you know, like that you know how to hold a conversation. They need to receive this energy first. They need to receive that you can talk. They need to receive that you can communicate. They need to receive that you can analyze and have common sense the way they do. But with a Taurus, they need to receive that you are a very loving person. They need to receive that you're consistent, because it's also Earth, right? So all the Earth signs are dealing with consistency and like bringing practical results. So Taurus has to see this from you first, right? And then that's when the Taurus will start showing you love. They'll start making you food. They'll start giving you money for stability. They'll start like giving you time to talk to them about your problems, and they'll be like an emotional stability for you, or just like stability for you generally. And then you can feel like you can tell this Taurus anything in the world, like no matter how fucked up it is, because they're giving you that love, right? They're giving you comfortability. They're giving you like everything Venusian. So they'll even give you like a permission to stay in their house that has fancy ass couches, fancy food, nice music, you know, nice smelling perfume. That's the thing with Taurus. Sorry, first they have to receive it from you, and then they give it out to you first, right? Whereas a Libra, they'll just push it out and just continue pushing it out. So a Libra will always want to like, Libras also know this well, where like, you know, the whole thing of how to communicate, like you say something, I say something, you say something, I say something, and not talking over somebody. Even though you get Libras that talk over, because they just fucking can't shut the fuck up, right? But you'll get like, the point is like they'll know how to like, and also they're exalted in Saturn, so they understand like how to build a relationship and how to like with love, like how to build things and how to be fair and how to be diplomatic. That's why Libras, like, also that's why Libras can be kind of like Geminis, where they're two-faced, because they may see one person's side and be like, oh okay, and then see another person's side and be like, oh okay, and then these two people thinking that the Libra taking their side, but you don't know that the Libra doesn't take sides. Libras are very objective people. All the air signs are very objective, so they just see, like, air signs are dealing with the perspective of things, and there's so many perspectives. Like, if you look at a painting, you'll see it differently just depending on where you're standing. You see what I'm saying? And air signs understand this too, but Libras even more, because Libras all about balancing in their scales and all of that. But basically you just get the little rendezvous of it. Now when we forgot to mention that Earth, I forgot to speak about Earth, right? So Earth, the planet that we live in, is also part of like the whole planetary system. So there's 11 planets, and a lot of astrologers don't mention Earth just because we live in it. But Earth rules Taurus, right? And Virgo is exalted in Earth. So as a Virgo, you are already like in your exaltation house. But Earth represents, see, now Earth and the moon go pretty much hand in hand, right? So that's why Taurus is exalted in the moon, right? In the moon sign. So Taurus, if you have a Taurus moon, then that's a really, 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 really good placement for the moon, right? But generally Taurus being ruled by Earth, right? If you think about what Earth does, Earth is like growing things, right? Growing things to maintain like your physical body, right? And Earth is dealing with the physical body itself, like all Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, right? So when we have Taurus, Taurus, if you know about the stories of Torah, like the goddess Torah, we are living in Torah, right? So as I was saying, like with Taurus being ruled by Earth, if you think about what Earth is, right, it's about growth, right? It's about stability, is but nurturing, right? But not so much on the moon, not like moon nurturing, even though it does kind of relate to that, but more so like planting seeds, right? It's about planting seeds and then making sure it grows properly. So that's how, like, I feel like that's how like I feel like the moon and the Earth have such a close connection to each other, because the Earth is like a little sister, right? So if Mercury is the little brother that's trying to figure out everything, Torah is the little sister, right? It's the little sister that's like always with her mother, because the moon is obviously the mom. It's always with her mom. The mom and Torah are always together, and the moon is always like nurturing Earth, right? And Earth is like consuming all of this love from the moon and being so closely affected by the moon, you know? So Earth is just basically how we grow things and planting seeds and making sure that the seed is like watered every day. And so that's the moon. That's how the moon plays out with the nurturing and working towards like making it grow to be a bigger tree or a plant or something. And that's why but if you think about how we treat Earth, right, we just take everything from Earth. And I feel like Tauruses also have this issue with people who just take everything from them and they don't bring it back or something, you know? There's no appreciation. There's no like, oh, thank you, Earth. And then Virgos being exalted in Earth. You know, Virgos can over-exhaust themselves in caring about growing shit, working too hard on their health. Because Earth rules health, actually. Virgos will care too much about health, will care too much about taking care of their bodies, you know, will care too much about Earth shit, you know, eating healthy and drinking as much water as possible and, you know, shit like that. So that's it's actually not a lot of info on Earth, but I feel like I'm just thinking about it now, like, oh, okay, Earth be doing a lot, actually. Earth really be doing a lot. Yeah, that's the Earth side of the planetary system. So in my analogy of how the planets were in a car together trying to find houses, Earth obviously would then be home in the second house of Taurus, and then exalted in Virgo in the sixth house. So yeah,